The 2024 Aries new moon reaches its maximum phase at 11:21 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time on Monday, the 8th of April, 2024, at 19 degrees 24 minutes Aries. This one's a big deal because it's not only a new moon, it's also a total solar eclipse visible across North America, reaching its maximum phase of totality at approximately 11:31 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Though the moment of maximum totality will vary depending on where you are located in North America. This solar eclipse's totality will be most visible from central Mexico all the way up into eastern Canada. In a solar eclipse, especially a total solar eclipse, the moon moves between the Earth and the Sun, blocking the Sun's light from reaching the Earth's surface. In symbolic terms, this means our emotions and/or our emotional investments may be blocking us from seeing factual truths clearly. In the case of this 2024 Aries Sun, our emotional investments may be blocking us from seeing a vital truth about ourselves, that we, individually, and by extension collectively, have power and can influence the events around us when we take decisive action with open minds and clear intentions. A total solar eclipse can also mean that things that have been hidden in the shadows are being brought to light. And when I say hidden in the shadows, I mean things that have been hidden from us, including things we may have hidden from ourselves about ourselves. This could be an especially profound and possibly transformative time for us, as we find ourselves learning things about ourselves that we didn't know, or knew, but didn't want to face and/or deal with. Well, this Aries new moon and total solar eclipse are letting us know it's time to face, deal with, and learn from what we can no longer deny about ourselves, our world, and our lives. We must deal with these things now so we can begin new chapters of our lives with clarity and integrity. This 2024 Aries new moon and total solar eclipse are already a big deal, but they become a bigger deal astrologically because the Centaur minor planet Chiron is making an exact conjunction to the Sun and Moon conjunction at the time of the new moon's maximum phase. And when I say exact, I mean that in this occurrence, it's to the minute at 19 degrees 24 minutes Aries. This gives this new moon a few different and very specific themes for us to discuss in this article, none more important than healing. Chiron, associated with the sign Virgo, represents the wounded healer, effective in healing others where it's most wounded itself because of its familiarity with the wound. In the cardinal fire sign of Aries, Chiron's healing powers are most useful to those who are initiating or continuing a personal healing journey with the intention of healing matters of self-identity and independence. As Aries is the sign that most represents the individual and independent self, Chiron's conjunction with the Sun and Moon brings an opportunity for emotional healing through what is being brought to light. I'm bringing the numerology into the mix a bit earlier than I usually do because it speaks to the fascinating dynamics presenting themselves during this unique Aries new moon solar eclipse. Yes, the fact that Aries so staunchly represents the individual self makes this solar eclipse new moon event a definitive marker for powerful, if not life-altering, new beginnings. However, what makes these new beginnings even more astounding is that the numerology reveals the catalysts for these healing journeys toward independence are our one-on-one relationships with others, and/or the lessons and the growth available through recognizing how our interactions and experiences with others can act as teachers and guides for our life journeys. The 2024 Aries new moon total solar eclipse is occurring on a 2 universal day in the Western world and a 3 universal day in the Eastern world. The fact that this is happening under a 3 universal month energy affirms that the Eastern world is likely developing a better understanding of the lessons that are available to all of us now, as the rapid growth and expansion of Eastern ideologies and their practices reveals a strengthening alignment of consciousness and action. People and entities in these regions will also be conscious of which practices and connections they are outgrowing and why they are outgrowing them, both on the individual and collective levels of existence. This acknowledgement of outgrowth encourages a willingness to explore new ways of not only doing what they do for themselves, but also how they interact with each other and the world. Meanwhile, the Western world's heavy dependence on its partnerships will be revealed, which is fine if those relationships are healthy and truly mutual and equal in their interdependence. But this energy will expose any toxicity present in relationships of any kind in order for those connections to be healed. Codependent, exploitative, and/or abusive relationships will be brought to light, and it will be difficult, if not impossible, for those conditions to be pulled back into the shadows once they're brought forward. For the people in the Western regions, the 2 universal day energy blending with the 3 universal month energy brings a steep learning curve. But if you're ready to race up that mountain in darkness, you may find the view of the morning dawn from the summit is a reward well worth the intense effort. All of this is occurring under the influence of an 8 universal year energy, bringing themes of power and influence to the fore. With power and influence, it's not uncommon for matters of control and manipulation to also come forward. However, that's what's ripe for transformation through this 2024 Aries new moon and solar eclipse. The idea that power is best exercised with efforts to compete with and/or control others through shows or actions of force and aggression. What's actually being demonstrated now is that true power doesn't need physical force to prove itself. It needs mindful strategy, carefully considered and intentional actions, and collective support. Those used to dealing with others in terms of bullying, brute force, or other forms of aggression may not know how to successfully navigate mental or psychological complexity and strategy, and may find themselves surprised by the steps that are taken in response to what they believed to be strong actions. Responses which may find them in a weaker or less powerful position than where they started. All of that being said, the urge for some of us to become independent is very strong right now, and this may cause some of us to be resistant to receiving assistance from others. Some of us may also be hesitant or resistant to ask others for assistance or help with our healing process. The numerological energies will remind us, some of us the hard way, that independence cannot be achieved through hyper-individuality, that you cannot do everything alone in this life. Even if you try to exist or live your life without other people, there are the animals and the plants of the earth and the earth itself to coexist with. Everything is interconnected, so your goal cannot only be independence and/or reclaiming your sense of self and the personal power that comes with that. Yet in learning that lesson, there's another one. Interdependence is not codependence nor reliance on people who are toxic or abusive to us. And that's the lesson that could make this 2024 Aries new moon and total solar eclipse most challenging. Realizing that some of the people we've come to expect will always be there for us may no longer be able to be there for us. Or that some of them may no longer be healthy for us to turn to anymore, if they were ever really healthy for us to begin with. Which brings us to another part of the puzzle that's emerging right now. There's another exact conjunction in Aries. Mercury retrograde conjunct Eris at 24 degrees, only 3 minutes apart. This conjunction serves as an indicator that those being treated, or who have been treated, as others or outcasts are waking up to the fact that they're neither of those things. In fact, they're actually part of the majority in their communities, their nations, and/or in the world. This is a big energy boost for those on their healing journey, because any feelings of alienation or exile may be healed by finding other people who've been feeling the same thing. All of you learning that there are others who will welcome you and help you figure yourself out, if you ask for the help. The 2024 Aries Mercury retrograde also comes with a powerful reminder that retrogrades are feedback energy, meaning that whatever you say or do right now will generate a response that will likely come quickly, clearly, and directly. Don't keep yourself so busy or active trying to establish your independence that you miss important lessons available to you at this time. Make the most of Mercury's retrograde energy by allowing yourself to think before you act, and to take action with clear intention. This is not an energy you want to waste, nor an energy you want to be casual or careless with, especially not under the power of an Aries new moon and a total solar eclipse. Also, be mindful that second chances to choose or do something may be presented to you at this time. It will be important for you to pause and consider whether or not the opportunity is one which still aligns with you, with who you are, and what you desire. If so, don't let the chance pass you by. But if not, trust that it's okay to let it go. Part of healing your self-identity and developing your independence and interdependence in healthy and powerful ways is to nurture your ability to make honest choices for yourself and to establish and nurture healthy and positive relationships with others. The more you allow yourself to learn the lessons of this 2024 Aries new moon and total solar eclipse conjunct Chiron and Mercury retrograde conjunct Aries, the easier and faster this healing process will be for you. The energy of this 2024 Aries new moon will be felt from Friday, the 5th of April through Thursday, the 11th of April, 2024. However, the energy of the Aries total solar eclipse will be felt for at least 6 months and probably longer through what it sets in motion. From reclaiming and healing your self-identity to recognizing there are more people in the world who have felt the same way as you than you ever could have imagined. From leaving unhealthy relationships to discover new and healthier ones that help you reclaim a strong sense of self and support your learning and personal growth. From being thoughtful about the choices you make and actions you take to make sure your steps are creating the life you want to be living in ways that affirm your healing or healed self-identity. There's a lot of potential and power available to you during this amazing event, if you're willing to heal what's been hidden. Your independence is calling. Start healing what you've been hiding in the shadows so you can answer that call.